2016 was not exactly the greatest year for me. Hi, my name is Steven and I'm an addict. You know, in 1992 I was diagnosed with HIV. I wasn't diagnosed with bipolar disorder until the age of 35. In 2016 I was 52 years old. And I have to tell you, I've been using for quite a few years. And my drug of choice was crystal meth. I used a lot because I'm spending a lot of my life living alone. So my using was motivated by loneliness and being able to surround myself with other people who used, because that's what we did in my world. Meth and sex. That was what it was about. My life since 2009, I've lived by myself here in Berkeley, California, with really no friends at all. So the only outlet I had was to hook up with people online. But of course, hooking up is only temporary, right? And I also found myself to just be an angry person. My body was always wound up with anger. Not exactly about anything particular, but you know, just mad all the time. And I think that had a lot to do with the bipolar, a lot of resentments from being a special needs kid. To move on with the story, is there was that breaking point where I came down off my high once to something told me, go get your blood tested. And so I did. And normally at my doctor's office, if there's a problem with a blood test of any kind, the nurse calls you and says, hey, we got to see you, come and see the doctor, make an appointment, go in and talk to them and deal with the problem. And this time I got a call from the technician at the place that runs the blood test, and so we had this big long conversation. He said, Steven, are you taking your medication? I said, I don't know. Turned out that I missed 3 days out of 7 for 3 weeks in a row. You can't do that with HIV. That's a big problem. So he said, you go to the office right now. I'm calling him to tell him you are on your way. Go now. And I could hear the urgency in his voice. If you ever heard somebody who's really urgency in their voice when there's a real problem, that's what I heard him, the way he sounded. So I went to my doctor, got things straightened out that day, and when I came home, the person I was staying with, his first name was Rodney, and I had to make him leave my house, and he was homeless. So knowing that the only place that Rodney had to go was the street, nobody deserves to be homeless. And that was a hard decision to make, but it was either Rodney or me, and he's the one who brought those damn drugs in my house in the first place, so, oh well. He's the one. I can't be responsible for someone else's situation. That's not my problem. So, at any rate, as soon as Rodney was gone, I got on my computer and sat down and found a recovery programs near me, and there was one just 2 blocks from my house. Got myself signed up, and that was in August of 2016, and I've never looked back. And so, yeah, I did get myself involved into a 12-step program, and it's been a joy. So, one big thing I want to talk about on this channel is mental health. I mentioned earlier that I have bipolar disorder, and mental health doesn't get talked about enough. It really doesn't. And so I know there's a lot of people out there who deal with what we call dual diagnosis. And there's a lot of feelings and emotions and stigma about it around out there. And I would like to be able to address a lot of that situation, so people have an opportunity to hear what my experience has been like with it. And maybe I can hear some of yours in the comments. Please put something in the comments about what your experience with your dual diagnosis has been about. your troubles and successes. And as I go along through my journey and document it here on this channel, I'd like to hear from you. So please consider subscribing, and if you're interested, and we'd love to have you part of our channel. So anyway, that's what we're doing here, and we'll hope to see you in the next video.